Hi, I'm Tom, and in this tutorial I will show you how to use Legend Generator, a Revit plugin which helps you automate the creation of window and door schedules with element views. You can automatically create this style of schedules with just few mouse clicks. Schedules include window or door elevation view, name and mark, selected element parameters, and quantity. All data in the schedule can be easily adjusted to suit your company needs because it is made of standard Revit families. All data is also updated to accommodate changes in your project. First, let me demonstrate how the plugin works on a prepared project, and afterwards I will explain how to set up the application on a new project. I will be using Legend Generator version 1.2 in this tutorial. So I've got this sample project of a simple house with 2 floors, and of course there are some windows and doors, and what is already created here is the door schedule, a simple Revit door schedule, and also the window schedule. Now, to create schedules from the application Legend Generator, we go to the Legend Generator tab and click the Create button, which opens up the dialog box of Legend Generator. I will first select whether I want to create schedule of doors or windows. So here I will select doors. Now I will be selecting which elements will be in the schedule. I can select elements from my view, or the recommended ways is to use the schedule which was already created. So I will select my door schedule. Using existing schedules offers great flexibility, because if I wanted to create the schedule with element views only from the doors from the first floor, I would create door schedule only from the doors from the first floor, and I will use it here. The next thing I want to set up is the multi-category tag, which is this part of the schedule which has all the included parameters. It has the placement of the elevation view, it has the name of the element, and so on, and I can adjust it to my will by selecting the multi-category tab. So here I've got my door tag English prepared, so I will select that one. Another option is whether I want to place dimensions and have the element views automatically dimensioned. So I will leave this checkbox on, and I can select the dimension type that I will be automatically using. Another option is to use view template for the elevation views of the objects, where I can use any template that I have created in my project. If I have this turned off, the default element view template is in a scale 1 to 50 with hidden lines view style. Another option is whether I want to have the elevation view from the interior side or from the exterior. Then I'm selecting a title block, which is standard project title block. And in version Legend Generator 1.2, we are supporting only ISO A4 size title blocks, which means 210 millimeters width and 297 millimeters height. So I will select this CSLG title block English A4. Now let's set up the output. So the sheet names, as prefix I will set A10 and A10-. I will start with 100 and it will add the numbering automatically, and then the name of the sheet, door schedule. In the output we also set how many elements will be placed on each sheet. So we have options either 1 or 2. so I will leave it at 2. And the last thing that we set up is which parameter will be showing the quantity of the element. So I prepared this parameter CSLG quantity, and this is the whole setup. So now to create the schedule automatically, we just create confirm, and the application will create sheets which include the element tag, element name, elevation view with the automatically created dimensions, all of the required parameters, the quantity, and all of this is placed on a selected sheet. Now let's see how the created door schedule behaves when there are changes in the project. So I will tile my view so I can see the changes. And here I've got this door number 2. So it's this one. And if I change some parameter in the family, so let's say I change the width to 600 millimeters, you can see that it automatically changes the family, it changes the elevation view, and it also changes the parameters in the schedule. So this is all automatic. Now if the quantity changes, if I for instance copy this door, I place it here, so I've got one more door, the quantity doesn't change automatically. To change the quantity, I have to rerun the tool again, but everything here I've got set up here, so I just click confirm and it's obtaining the information. It's not creating the schedule all over again, it's just checking what has changed, and you can see that it has changed the quantity from 3 to 4. Now if I delete this door again, I rerun the schedule, it changes the quantity from 4 to 3 again. If for instance I've got this entrance door, quantity is only 1, and I delete this one, the last of this element from my project, I delete it, it's deleted from the schedule automatically. So when it's the last one, it behaves a little bit differently than when the quantity is above 1. Now if there's a new door type, so I will add this entrance door here again. If there's a new door type in the project which is not in the schedule yet, if we start the tool again, the tool will automatically detect empty spaces and ask us whether we want to fill these empty spaces, or if we would choose no, it would add the new door types on a new sheet. So if I click yes, it will automatically add this new door type on the existing sheet. Okay. So now let's also create a window schedule. So I will start the tool. In the category, I will select Windows. All elements from schedule, I will select my window schedule. The multi-category tag, I will change from door tag to window tag, English. I can leave dimensions on. I will not select template. I will select from interior. Title block is the same. The prefix, let's change to 20. And the name, window schedule. Let's confirm. And you can see the window schedule created. So here are all the windows, but you can see the problem with some of the windows. In the scale 1 to 50, they are too big for my sheet. So I want to make this elevation view in different scale. How do I do that? First, I want to remove the sheets and also the elevation views. So first we have to understand that the tools, Legend Generator, creates these elevation views from assemblies. It has created automatically assembly from each of the window types. So here you can see if I click on the window, the tool has created assembly out of this window. If there are two of the same windows, the second one is just standard windows, but from one of them the assembly is created. Now we need to remove all of the assemblies that Legend Generator has created, and we have got button here, remove assemblies, which removes the assemblies that Legend Generator has created. It doesn't remove any other assemblies, just the ones that were created by Legend Generator. And we can select category. I want to remove only the window assemblies and all assemblies from this document, not only from the actual view. So if I click confirm, and one of the assemblies was from the window in the curtain wall, so I confirm that I want to delete this assembly, and here you can see that the window is no longer assembly, it's just a plain window, and the schedule is now clear of all of the scheduled element views, etc. So now I will delete these sheets. So now I've removed everything that CS Legend Generator has created with regards to the windows, and I will create the window schedule again. Everything is set up here, but I will apply my view template, and I have this view template which is in scale not 1:50 but 1:100, and I will select that, click confirm, and after the schedule is created you can see that the scale of the windows is different, and they fit on my page. You can also see that sometimes there are problems with placing of the dimensions. They are not placed correctly, so then you can set them by hand. Another thing worth mentioning is that these doors are curtain wall doors, and Legend Generator supports scheduling these doors. So here these curtain wall doors are scheduled, and with some of the doors also the automatic placement of the dimensions is not ideal, so you can adjust it by hand, or you can also create your own if they are not created automatically. This doesn't work 100%. To adjust which parameters are shown or where they are shown, I can edit this multi-category tag family. If I double click in here, select the multi-category tag and select edit family. I'm in a family editor, and this is standard multi-category tag, where here in the center the elevation view will be placed, so I can move that. And for instance, if I didn't want to show the hardware exterior and hardware interior parameter in the schedule, I can just delete these two let me delete these two texts and parameters. Now I will load it into project, override existing version, and you can see that none of the scheduled doors have hardware parameters shown. So this is how you can edit how the output of the Legend Generator looks. It's very flexible. So now let's see how to use Legend Generator in a completely new project. I will show you how to set it up properly, and most of the steps described in this part of the tutorial will have to be done in your office just once, because once you set it up, you can copy your tags and parameters from one of your projects to another. So most of these steps will be performed just once. So first, I've got a vanilla project here created out of the Autodesk architectural template with vanilla windows and vanilla Autodesk doors. And I also created two schedules, one door schedule and one window schedule. And what's important in the created schedule is whether how the sorting is done, whether it's sorted by type mark, so each line will represent one type of window, or in the door schedule the sorting is just by mark, so basically each line is one instance of the door, because each line will translate into what will be created in the schedule with element view. So here they will be grouped by type, and here it will be each instance. So I will start by creating the schedule of windows. So I will start Legend Generator, click Create, select Windows category, all elements from schedule, window schedule, that's the one I created. Select multi-category tag. In the default installation, we created 4 multi-category tags, 2 for doors, 2 for windows, and each one is either large or small. The small fits, 2 of these small fit on one sheet, and just one of the large fit on one sheet. So I will select tag for windows and small, so I will have 2 on one sheet. I will leave on placing dimensions, but I will disable apply view template, so the default one will be selected, the default of Legend Generator. And element view orientation, let's say I will select from windows from exterior. And then again, title block. With the default Legend Generator installation comes this default title block, so I will select this one. And here I will select prefix, so let's say we will start with 100, and I will select the window schedule. View count on the sheet, because I selected two tags here, I will have the 2 tags on the sheet, and I have no prepared parameter for writing instances, but it doesn't matter for now. I will show you later. So now let's confirm and create the schedule. And we can see that the assemblies have been created, and also sheets with the window schedule. And if I open the schedule, you can see that something was created, but there are some problems. First thing that we will fix that is missing is the quantity or the count, and for this we have to create in our project a shared parameters. So we will go into shared parameters, and in my group tutorial I will create a new parameter. I will name it tutorial quantity, and the type of parameter for this one we have to either use text, integer or number. So I will choose text and click OK. Now the shared parameter is created, but it's created only in the shared parameters file, so we will put it into our project. So we will create a new one, and it will be shared parameter. We will select from our file tutorial quantity, and it will be grouped under, let's say, text. It doesn't matter, but it has to be assigned to doors, and we will also use it for windows. And the important thing is to leave it as an instance. Okay, so now in our project we've got this tutorial quantity parameter, but here it still shows nothing, because we have to map this parameter into the family, into the tag. So we will double click on the tag, select the tag and edit the family. Now we are editing the default family that came with the installation of CS Legend Generator. So we can save it as our own, but I will not save it as a different one. I will use this one. And here you've got the text node, and here is the label. Load your count parameter here. So I will select the label, edit label, and here in this family, I have to again create new parameter, which will be shared parameter, which I already created in my shared parameters file. It will be tutorial quantity, and instead of comments here, I will place the parameter tutorial quantity. And if I load this tag into the project and override the existing version, here nothing is changed, because now I need to rerun my schedule creation again. Everything is set up, and now here I will choose the parameter for writing the number of instances, and it is this tutorial quantity, and I will confirm, and you can see that the quantity is written properly in specified parameter. If I want to adjust the output further, for instance here I've got mark, which I don't want to have here. I want to have type mark here because it's organized by types, and here I don't want to have the type mark, only the family name and the type. So again, I will go to editing the family. I have it already opened here. So here I can edit. Instead of this mark, I will edit label, and I will choose the type mark, not the mark, and remove the mark. Okay. I will edit this label, and instead of type mark, I will make it type name and family. Let's have family name. So the family name, I will put it here, put it up. Okay. And now if I load it into project again and override the existing version, you can see the type mark here and the family name and the type, and it has changed on all of the tags. All of these parameters are empty because in these families they are not set up properly. You should load your parameter here. So I will show it to you how to create this shared parameter if you don't have it already created in your families, and then how to map it to the right place. So I will show just one example to see how the fire resistance works. So again, if I don't have it in my families yet, I have to set up my family. So I will go to manage, project parameter, shared parameters, and create a new one, which will be tutorial fire resistance. And the type of parameter will be text. Click OK. OK. And now once I created this parameter in my shared parameters file, I will create a new one into this project. I will select it as a shared parameter, fire resistance, and I will make it type, and I will apply it to doors and windows. OK. OK. So now each door and each window in my project will have this parameter. It's placed here under text tutorial fire resistance parameter. So I can name it like 1 hour for this window, and I will also edit it for let's say 2 hours for this window. That's window 5, window 4, and window 8. There's just one window 8 here. It's already created as an assembly, so I have to edit the assembly. Then I can select the window and change the fire resistance to, let's say, 3 hours. Okay, finish. But now in my window schedule, nothing is showing up because I have created it properly in my project, but I have to map my parameter, which is now residing in my project, to the tag again. So I will go into my tag, and here under the fire resistance, load your parameter here. I will go to edit label. Again, create new parameter from my shared parameters file. Fire resistance, okay, okay. And I will map my parameter here and remove the comment parameter. So the fire resistance is here. If I load it into my project, override the existing tag, it shows the fire resistance on all of the windows that have this parameter filled. So fiddling with these parameters is quite tedious work, but again, you will have to do it just once in your office, and then you can reuse it on all of your projects. One quick tip for bulk creating of parameters in your project: you can use Holixa T4R parameter manager, where here, if I add parameters, I can select my group, and if I select this, I can select, let's say, all of these parameters, and I can make them as type and apply them to these categories. So I will apply them to windows and also doors. And all of these parameters will be added to my project at once, so I don't have to use it so I don't have to set them up one by one. Now, if I look at my window, you can see that all of the parameters were added to all of the windows. There's another tool for adding parameters in bulk for families, which you can also use. Another problem that you will face is showing the dimensions of the window if the dimensions are not created as shared parameter in the original family, which they are usually not. So we will use a little bit of parameter gymnastics here again. And first, I will create again a shared parameter in my tutorial. So I will name it tutorial height, and it can be length, okay, and okay. And I will place this parameter in the window family. So let's say I'll choose this one. I will use edit family, and here I will create a new parameter, which will be the shared parameter. I will select the one tutorial and tutorial height, okay. Let's group it under the dimension, and I will leave it as type. Hit OK. So it's tutorial height, it's placed here, and I will make it equal to the rough height, let's say. So I will rough height, and it copies its value now from the rough height of the window. So I will hit OK. And now load this into my project and hit OK. Override the existing window. So now this window type W4 has this shared parameter which copies the height, the rough height. So if I change the rough height to 950, apply, it changes this value. Okay. Now we will go back to our schedule. This is the window type 4 and it has got still no opening parameter here because we have got to go back to our tag and load your parameter here. I will edit the label, and again here I have to add the parameter. It will be tutorial height. Okay, and I will place it here and remove it here. Okay, it will be not a height by width but just height, but you know how to proceed further. But now if I load this into my file and override the existing version, you can see that the opening height and width, it's showing the height of this window. I can edit the text so it will be proper just height. So I would have to do this for all of my window families. Again, I recommend using the Holixa T4R manage family parameters to add shared parameters to all of the families. If you want to adjust the placement of the elevation view on the tag, I will close these. Then again, we have to edit the multi-category tag family. So we will go here and you can see that this point will where the elevation view, the center of the elevation view will be placed. So it's important to leave this distance and also this distance as is, and just move all of these at once, and we'll move it further so the center is here. Let's say I can delete these parameters and I want to move these parameters because they would collide with the elevation view. So I will move them, let's say here, and I can move the view text here, and also let's move these here. So this is how you can adjust the tag so that it adheres to your office customs. The important thing is so that this size, the overall size, remains the same. I will place it a little bit more to the left. Okay. Now if I load it into the project and override the existing version, it makes my existing window schedule kind of broken. So I will remove all assemblies of windows. Just to make sure, I will also delete these sheets, and let's go back to my project. Now if I create the schedule again, and all of this I've got set up from the previous settings, and I create the sheets, you can see that it's placed how I want it to be. So this is how I can edit the output. I will now have to also this automatic dimensioning, sometimes it works properly, sometimes it needs some manual adjusting. It depends on how the family is set up. The legend generator comes with the default sheet, but of course in your office you will want to use your own one or adjust this one. So again, this is just standard sheet family, so we can edit the family. Important thing is that the size of the sheet has to be A4 portrait oriented. So the width is 210 millimeters and the height 297 millimeters. And you can use any sheet that you want, but if you want to just adjust it to your family needs, to your office needs, you probably won't use our logo, and it can be the best company in the world. And so you can adjust it as you wish. Then if you load it into the project and override the existing version, you can see that the sheet has changed as you wish. This is the end of this legend generator tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you, and I wish you a lot of successfully created schedules with legend generator.